What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's full-time reaction to Celtic 2, Kilmarnock 1 here at Celtic Park. It's just me today. The rest of the boys must be part-timers. You can give them pelters in the comments for that. I thought the story of the game today is probably one of missed chances. I thought we started the game very well, actually. I know inside the first minute, Kuhn goes through on goal, and then McCrory needs treatment and he comes off, so there's a wee delay right at the start of the game. But I thought after that, we actually started with really good intensity. We moved the ball well. There was good speed in the play. We created chances, and we get the breakthrough with a lovely goal. The ball goes up to Kyogo. He just sets it back for Callum McGregor, who just carries it forward, gets himself that bit of space, and drills it into the bottom corner. It's a brilliant goal. And I thought after that we absolutely dominated. It's actually similar pattern to Tuesday's game in Dundee, where for the first 35-40 minutes we were dominating the ball. We had loads of chances after that. Kyogo goes through one-on-one about 10 minutes later. I think it's Hatate that plays him through over the top. It's a dream chance for him. It's the kind of service that we always say that he doesn't get enough of, but one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he put it wide. You could see what he was trying to do with it, but it's poor that he didn't hit the target. Really should have scored. And then shortly after that, again, good work down the right-hand side, ball into the box, and Hatate inside the 6-yard box, just left foot, side foot, blazed it over the bar. So as a half hour on, you were thinking we just need to make sure we don't rue these chances, because we had all the ball, we were dominating. Kilmarnock were offering very little to the game in an attacking sense, as is often the case. When they come here, they're just trying to be difficult to beat and get something from a set piece or a long throw or whatever, try and get the physical threats and load up the box. And I thought just as a half hour on, we kind of played ourselves into a lull again. I don't know if it's because sometimes when you're dominating, Brendan Rodgers alluded to this during the week, you're dominating the ball. I think the style of play is considered, it's methodical, and we like to play out of pressure at the back and bring it down the right hand side and recycle the ball back down the left hand side. We've talked about this different times this season, but I just thought with that domination in the first half, we just gradually lulled ourselves into losing concentration. And there was a wee spell just before the Kilmarnock goal, as we went into added time, just at the end of the first half, where we were dwelling on the ball. I think Kasper Schmeichel probably had his poorest game today in terms of his distribution as well, out for the back. Hatate had one that was almost short back to Schmeichel. There was a couple of dodgy moments in the ball where Kilmarnock were just sensing a bit of an opportunity to come and press us, and we couldn't get out. They went man for man, and they were smelling the danger. And we just got careless. We just lost concentration. The ball was played into angles a couple of times in that first half in the midfield area, and I think he's got to do a lot better in terms of receiving the ball with a man at his back. You're playing in midfield, that's what you have to do. You have to be able to take the ball under pressure and have an awareness of what's round about you. He was robbed just before he gave away a really cheap free kick to Kilmarnock. It was a sort of lazy push. I think it might have been on Ndaba or one of the Kilmarnock defenders, and that gave Kilmarnock the opportunity to get the bodies into the box. And I think we dealt with the initial free kick, but then it comes back out the left-hand side, and I think it's Murray that puts the ball in for the left-hand side. There's a shout for handball as it breaks to, I think it's Watson at the back post, who puts it in. Kasper Schmeichel looked adamant there was a handball. I did see one clip back. It was difficult to tell from the angle that I seen it, but it did look that it was a shout at handball. But to be honest, again, that was self-inflicted. It was self-inflicted that we played ourselves into those situations just before half-time. And as I say, we just need to be careful of that, because it's like the domination creates this lull and it causes this lack of concentration. And as I say, we just invited that Kilmarnock pressure before half-time, and we go in at 1-1. Remarkably, we go in at 1-1 because we have so many chances in the game to take a commanding lead and really kill it in that first half. And then I think second half again, we huffed and puffed in the second half. I think after we eventually got the second goal, we had loads of good chances again, and we were just wasteful at times. I think the second goal again, Kyogo's involved in the build-up, and he finds Kuhn in the wide area, and Kuhn does well to drift inside the pitch with that dribbling ability, and he picks out Maeda at the back post, who slots it away for 2-1. Kilmarnock were upset about the decision to give the foul to Trusty near the halfway line. Trusty and Watkins, I haven't seen it back. It looked like they were both tussling, and then Trusty falls down, and then falling down, he sort of trips up Watkins, but I don't know if there was contact made before that. Derek McInnes was certainly raging about it on the sideline, and he ended up getting booked. But I thought that move was really good. And then after that, Kuhn's cut inside just moments later, smashed it against the crossbar. It's came back out to Hatate, who's hit a shot bound for the top corner, and the keeper's produced a brilliant save. round the post. And then again, as the game wore on, Kilmarnock were leaving gaps at the back, and it looked like we were cutting through them at will almost late on in that second half, and we had numerous chances again. Kuhn involved, when Ida came on, there was lots of link up, and then we were getting in just with one pass round the corner, and we were in on the Kilmarnock defence. But 2 or 3 occasions in the box, 3-on-3 situations, 3-on-2 situations, the final ball was poor, and we couldn't find that third goal. So that's really the story of the day, that we were a bit wasteful in front of goal. Listen, we get into the next round. In terms of today, we get in the next round of the cup, and that's what it's all about. But I think the performance level could be better. And as always, when we've got big games on the horizon, you're analysing the performance, thinking, is this sort of level of performance going to be good enough coming into these bigger games? And we've got Young Boys here on Wednesday, which is a massive game. It's got a lot riding on it in terms of the season, certainly in terms of the Champions League campaign, which was a big marker for the team this season, a big progress sign that we were aiming for to try and get into the playoff round. And that's the opportunity on Wednesday. And I think when you're looking at the performances, yes, it's hard to really draw a comparison between domestic football and European football, given the style that we play against domestically and how dominant we can be. And then a European team coming here. I know Young Boys have suffered in the Champions League this season. They haven't been doing too well domestically either, but we can't afford to pass up those chances on Wednesday night. It doesn't matter what team you're playing in the Champions League. There's no way you can create that many chances and continue to pass them up, because you feel that you will eventually get punished. I think on another day, as I say, if we get those extra 1 or 2 goals in the first half, I think we could have went on to win this 4-5 or 6, and we're standing here and it's given the game a totally different complexion. I think the general performance was good enough, certainly in that first half, but again we just seem to invite that pressure before half time, and then it gives us a different job to do in the second half, where Kilmarnock are locked at 1-1. They're just trying to stay in the game and hang in there. And like I say again, we just got wasteful with those chances second half. Even the second half, if you discount those chances in the first half, we should have been much more comfortable. With lots of those dangerous moves we had after that second goal, we should have put the game to bed and made it more convincing, but we didn't. But as I say, we go into the next round of the cup, which is the main thing. We move on, and all attention turns to Wednesday now against Young Boys, where we're going to need the crowd, we're going to need a big atmosphere in there to push the team forward. As I say, it's a big game for the perception of how this season's going, to finally climb that final hurdle, jump that final hurdle, and secure a playoff place. If we can get a win here on Wednesday, it'd be huge for the team, huge for the season. But again, we just can't be so wasteful in front of goal as we were tonight. I think if you're trying to consider a man of the match, it's really difficult. It's probably got to be one of the front three. As I say, Kyogo was involved in the build-up to both goals. He did pass up that glaring opportunity though in the first half. I'd probably just give it to Kuhn. Again, I thought he was a constant threat, and a lot of our attacking play comes through him. I actually think we'd be lost without him at times this season. He's been so good, and I think when the ball goes to the right hand side, he's a constant danger in terms of his ability to run at defenders, eliminate them, and then find something at the end. It was an assist for Maida's winner today. He was inches away moments later from an absolutely glorious goal when he smashed the crossbar. So I'd probably just give it to Nicholas Kuhn. You can let me know who you think was man of the match today, if you can pick one in the comments below. Like the video, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next video tomorrow. Thank you.